Hey guys, Richard Butler here, and I'm back with another review. As you already know, I'm here on Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. EST. Now, today I'm reviewing something a little bit different and something that is geared for people who want to write proposals. So, what could that be? Well, let's find out. Now, before we start, as I always say, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you like the video and ask me any questions in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. Also, if you want to get VIP training and exclusive videos, make sure that you subscribe to my mailing list and there's a link in the description. And of course, if you would like to purchase this proposal software, which I'm going to talk to you about, I propose that you use the link in the description. Okay, proposals. What are they? Well, we're not talking about wedding proposals, we're talking about business proposals. And today I'm looking at Fresh Proposals. Now, this software is interesting. It's not something that I would normally review because I am not in the business of writing proposals for clients. But let's say you work in the service industry. Let's say that you want to bring in some training to a company. Let's say that you're a carpenter and you want to do a proposal for a business or anything in between. Most companies will look for proposals, and the more professional your proposal is, the better chance you have of succeeding and winning that contract. Now, the problem with proposals is you could create a proposal in Word, and it would take quite some time to lay it out because Word is not really a design tool. You could go off and you could try and learn an Adobe product, but Adobe products are really good, but they're not proposal tools. So in comes Fresh Proposals. Now on screen you can see that this is on an Appsumo deal at just $49. And what it actually does is it allows you, and this to me is key, it allows you to use pre-designed templates to quickly craft impressive proposals. And I'm going to show you this in the video. It offers interactive quotes and e-signing. Now that's pretty cool. And it says it's best for digital agencies and service firms and sales teams. So if I go down here, I'll see that for $49 you get one user, 30 active proposals, which means that they're proposals that you have open, unlimited clients, unlimited templates, and white labeling, including one custom domain and email whitelisting there. So let's go over and have a look at the actual software. So here I am in my dashboard, and I created a sample proposal just to test this out, to make sure that it worked well. And you can see that there's a lot of activity going on here, and I'll explain that. I have live deals here, how many I've won, how many I've lost. So that's also interesting because there's tracking here where you can actually find out, well, how many deals do we actually have open at the moment and have we won any? Obviously very important. The revenue is based on the proposal data that I put in, and this is how much I've achieved, and it tells me how many proposals have been accepted. Now, if you were using something like Microsoft Word, you would have to use Word to create the proposal, then you'd have to email it out. Then you'd have to make sure that any comments that were made by the actual client were added to the document. Then you would have to make sure that you email out the next step in the proposal, the acceptance. Then you'd have to have a spreadsheet to make sure that you had everything recorded, and it's a mess. And Fresh Proposals does all of this for you. It combines so many things that it makes it really easy to track your proposals. So let's go in and have a look at the proposal that I have here. Now this is the one that I actually did, which was for videography. So if I just go in and view the proposal here, you'll see that when it loads up, I have different sections here. Okay, now this is the key to the actual whole system, that there are different sections available. And look at this, you can even put in a video. Imagine you're working in the service industry, you're providing a service, and you could actually put a proposal in with a video of your actual solution. I think that's going to be pretty damn impressive. Okay, we have our team here, we have the project timeline, your investment, terms of contract, and we have a signature area. Very interesting. Okay, let's go back and let's look at the templates that I have here. So these are all the different templates. And what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to create a new proposal for a radio advertisement. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to click on edit. And what I would do here is I would go in here and I might just put in radio ad proposal. Okay, propose to, and we'll select the client later. I go into the next section, welcome note. Okay, here you can make any changes. Now, I do suggest that if you're creating a proposal, start with a template because it's so much easier. So you can change whatever you want here. Okay, you can see here that you can put in a content table. You can sign this. We'll talk about that in a second. You can go to images, video. Okay, shapes, fees table. Okay, lots of things, and you'll see all of this here. About us, again, you can change all the information here. Advertising services, and these are all of the sections. Now, sections can be moved around because you might say, well, about us, I prefer to have that here. Look how easy that is. I've just moved a whole part of the document, the layout, to another section. Now, try doing that in Microsoft Word and come back to me and say how long it'll take you. So let me go into timelines. And you can see the timelines here. And then again, I can go in and I can change anything here. Now, what I do like here is the budget, because what I can do here is I can say, well, actually this price here, I'm going to bring it down to 3,971. And all of this will actually change. Okay. So if I say quantity, I might say there's just one, the price changes, and the total price changes as well. So you see, this is super easy to use because you can reuse this template again and again and again for other clients, and you can make any changes. Now, we have our discounts here, we have our tax tables. So what you can do is you can say tax 2, and you would call that whatever you want, and you would say that's 18%, and it calculates that tax for you. So before, how you might do this is, again, you might open up a Word document. You would then have an Excel file. You would then have to link the Excel file to the Word document. And I haven't done that in years, but I remember if you didn't do it right, it was just chaos. Okay. So we have a case study here that I can put in. Okay. I can put in all the information. We have terms and conditions. Okay. You can change all of that. And you see you have different pages within that section. Now, if I wanted to put in a new page, I would just click on that plus sign. Then I can start putting in, for example, my fees table here. And I would put in all of the information and I would modify that whatever way I wanted, depending on what I was doing. Now, the signature is really interesting because you can digitally sign this. Now, a proviso here, I'm not a lawyer. I've never played one in a YouTube video or in one of these review videos. You would need to check that with your legal counsel to make sure that this is binding, because what I would do here is I can digitally sign this, the other person can digitally sign this, but you would have to check, as I said, with legal counsel and all of the laws in your particular region to make sure that this is legally binding. When I'm happy with my actual proposal, I can just click on create proposal. And this goes in and it asks me for a proposal name. So this is radio ad. And the next thing it's going to ask me is a client. So I can actually add a new client here. And I can say, okay, the client name is ABC, their website URL. I can say, for example, their country, that they're in Spain. I can put in their zip code and I can put in their particular office phone number there. Now, if I scroll down a little bit, I can actually select the validity of this contract, because this is really important, because you don't want to send out a contract and then in 2 years' time, the person comes back to you and say, oh, well, that's the contract that we actually looked at. So you can say that the contract is valid from a particular date. So today is the 19th of December until the 29th of December. Now, what I need to make sure is that I actually add that client. So if I just add that client there, the client is added. And then I put in their first name, Richard Johnson. I put in their email ID, and I'll send this to my Gmail account. And I can put in a contact number, and I save that. If you don't actually create the contact correctly, it tells you. And let me just select Richard Johnson here. I've already done the actual validity date I click on next, and now what I can do here is I can just click on next again, and here it says please set signee for signature. So I press OK, and I can say the signee is Richard Johnson, okay, which is the other party. So I am the company, and this is the person who I am proposing this to. I go next. It says, do I want to save changes? And I say, yes, I do want to save changes. And now we get to the email section. So here what I can do is I can have to Richard Johnson, and it says, hi, Richard Johnson, and say, hi, Richard. Please find the proposal name for your review. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And I might just put in, you may comment directly in the proposal, and I put that information in there. Now I click on send. What happens next is the person gets an email and they are told there's a new proposal. So let me just pause the screen as I just open up my email. Okay, so here we are in my email, and I see please find radio ad for your review. You may comment directly in the proposal. So let me view the proposal here. I click on view proposal. Now what this does is this goes and it opens up the actual proposal, and what the person can do is they can go down and look at the proposal, and they can actually put in comments. So add a comment. Not sure about the services. You'll add, go down here, add comment, timelines need to be improved, and I post that. And at the end here, so I've looked at everything here. Now you can see the comments that I've made. I can go into info, and then I can say reject that proposal, and I can say rejected, need more info. Okay, so I press OK, and that sends that off. Now let's just go back to my Fresh Proposals, and if I refresh this screen, there's a couple of things that I really like here. So the first thing I like is it tells me how long the person spent reading my proposal. Now, why is that important? Because with that information, you could say to the client, you know, are you sure that you spent enough time reading the proposal? And I can see each section that they actually looked at. So this gives you amazing information, because then you will know, okay, well, really what people spend time looking at is more on the timeline here than any other element of the proposal. So the about us, they don't really look at. If there was something in the terms and conditions that they came back to you and they said in 2 months' time, well, we didn't know that, you could say, well, you know, our software tells us that you only spent 30 seconds reviewing the terms and conditions, or you didn't spend any time at all. So you see how powerful this can get. Now, if I went back in here and I started to read the terms of payment, what will happen is I refresh this. Now it actually tells me that I visited 7 times and I spent 14 seconds reviewing that. Okay, so very, very interesting. I can go to proposal activity. I see up here on the status that this was rejected, and I can see the comments. Okay, received comment, not sure about the services, received comment, timelines need to be improved, and I can see that it was rejected here. So then what I can do is I can go back to the editor. I can make any changes that I want. I can go next. And what I might do is I might send this email here. Okay, did you get a chance to look at the proposal? Of course, I can change that to whatever I wanted for that particular client. So I send that off to the client. Okay, I review this again, and now I say I'm going to accept that. So it says my name. I say Rich Johnson. This is the electronic signing. Description, CEO. Now, again, you know, it says here, I understand, agree to treat this electronic signature the same as my pen and paper signature. Hereby I'm signing this document as a legally binding representation of my signature. They go to submit. That then sends it back to Fresh Proposals. If I refresh, rejected should come back as signed. Now, if I go back to the dashboard, I've won 2. I have 1 live because this is another one that I created, sample one. And this is how much I will have billed or achieved from those 2 contracts. So as I say, this Fresh Proposals, I really, really like it because I think it saves you so much time if you are doing proposals for clients. You do need to check about that electronic signature to make sure that that is legally binding within your actual country or within your state that you're working in. But I really do think this will save companies a lot of time. It will also increase their efficiency because no longer are they looking for Word documents and proposals. And one of the things that I've always found with working with Word documents is document control is very difficult. Is this the updated proposal that we sent? Did we amend it? Whereas with Fresh Proposals, you can actually do all of this. And this was a really quick overview because, of course, with the templates option, you can go in and you can make changes to the templates. You could create your own sections, images, videos, etc. You can add more clients. You can change your settings. There is a lot in this. This is ideal for, well, small or large businesses. Or if you're a freelancer, this could be ideal as well, to create your proposals and to always ensure that you have a standardized documentation. So I would recommend, if this suits your business, I would recommend picking this up. $49 from Appsumo. Again, depending on when you're watching this video, the deal may still be on, or it may be off right now. In the middle of December, it is still on. So I would recommend going for this. Now, as always, leave any questions you have below. Give the channel a subscribe, give the video a like, and if you want to be updated on reviews and exclusive content, make sure that you sign up for the mailing list that's in the description. And of course, you'll find all the information you need in the actual